To me, enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Indie Wrestling Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes. I'm your host as always, the queen of the indies, Tiffany. And today I feel bad because you're sitting in the car, but I have my good friend Adam Priest here as he's driving back from Florida.
Yeah, the famous car indie promo. That's
Yes.
what we're doing on that, yeah.
You know, you're right. But we've had a lot of people on this podcast that they've sat in their car. Big fucking Vin was in the car in front of Taco Bell doing this interview.
Well, I would have had to get in the car anyways because I live in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, internet service not great. So I'd have to be in the car probably anyway.
Well, I appreciate that you're here and chatting with us. So, you know, so take a little break for his little ride home. So, you know, he's here with us now. So if you guys got questions, please feel free, drop it into the chat. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And make sure that you share this the podcast to get some people in here. And if you guys are listening to it later, I love you guys very much. So. All right, so I already see a bunch of people in here. What's going on? Necro Eric's in the chat. He goes, Adam Priest absolutely rules. Thank you for any style. So underrated.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Captain Dave's in the chat. What's going on, Captain Dave? Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you're well. So, all right, so I like to start the podcast off for the people that might not know so much about you. So let's talk about like how you actually got into professional wrestling.
So I was always a fan growing up. Family was into it. Aunt and uncle was into it. Parents were forced into it because of me liking it, you know. Every pay-per-view as a kid, I begged my parents to get. Surprisingly, I'm only 26. Everybody thinks I'm like 35. But the early 2000s Raw and stuff like that is my first memories. But when I got out of high school, I just would have been mad at myself if I never tried. And I started at a little shithole place in Alabama. And I had a few matches, and I learned I had to get out of there, which it was kind of self-training. You know, a lot of the boys just throwing around the boys and older guys just showing you what to do, you know. But I learned how I needed to get out of there pretty soon, and then got around some of the right people. So that's the short answer. I don't know if you want me to go into detail, but
whatever you feel comfortable sharing with us here, that's fine.
Yeah. But not a lot of people know. So I'm not saying I'm self-trained. I've had a lot of guys help me, and spent some time at the Nightmare Factory, but I'm not really a Nightmare Factory guy. I spent a few weeks there and then had to go home. But I've been around a lot of guys that have helped me train, and there's a lot of guys. Everybody thinks I'm trained by AR Fox, but I'm not. I don't know what report. Anything that's written about me says I'm trained by AR. I love AR. He's a nice guy. I finally met him. But I think it's because I'm around that whole Georgia group of guys. But no, I'm not trained by AR Fox. So.
Oh, there you go. Record set straight now.
Yeah. Well, somebody was asking me the other day, so it was on my mind.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's good, but I like to like ask these questions. And a lot of times, like you could kind of see with wrestlers like who they're trained by, just like from their moveset and everything like that. So there you go, guys. All right. Well, clearly I know you. So for that fan that's listening to this podcast, never seen you wrestle before, what is the go-to match that you would recommend for them to go watch to become an instant fan?
Well, I hate everything I do, so it's going to be hard for me to pick.
You guys are the
I'm all-
worst. You guys are
Well,
so
you
critical.
anybody that loves everything they do, they're a loser. So I'm sorry. That's just how. Um, Me and Anthony Henry have done some wild stuff. Me and Anthony Henry had a lot of matches down in Georgia in action wrestling. Any of those matches, I'm pretty proud of. Um, if you like guys beating the shit out of each other, or if you like some technical stuff, or we kind of did everything, or any style, as you would say. But that one, me and Tony Deppen had a pretty good match at GCW. Some would say, and I would probably go to those Anthony Henry ones first. Maybe the Tremont match at Restival. I think you were there, and some of those, that show. I had about 3 matches, back to back to back. But I'd probably go to Anthony Henry's first, and some of those other 2. So.
It's funny because like these were things that I was going to talk to you about.
Well, we can go ahead with those if you want to.
No, it's funny. It's like you bring this up, and it's like, so let's talk about the, one with Anthony Henry recently at Action Wrestling. And it was funny because a fan of mine saw my poster for you. She told me that she was not familiar with you, so she asked me to recommend a match of you. So I knew that she knows Anthony Henry, and I was like, go back and watch the most recent Action on IWTV for the title. So your new champ, 2-time champ. So
Yes, first ever 2-time champ. I think the most famous thing I've ever had on the internet, which I'm not an internet guy, is the video of me flying out of the camera angle out of nowhere in that match. We did some there was some pretty crazy stuff that happened in that match. So
yeah, definitely a go-to match that you guys should definitely go check out. So I know she was like live tweeting, and she was like, this was a really good match, and I'm like, I know it was a really good match. That's why I told you to go watch it. So all right, so let's talk about Wrestleville, because you brought Wrestleville up, and so we finally got to meet. So I know that clearly you knew who I was, because I've been tweeting about you for weeks, because I was like, this is going to be our new IWTV champion. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then, like, I think a bunch of your buddies were coming at me. They're like, no, don't give him an ego. Like, they're like, don't say that.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't have given me too bad of an ego. Some people just don't want to see me have it. Even my closest friends, they don't want to.
That's terrible.
They don't want me to have that over them. So
that's rude. I think that's very unacceptable. Like,
we all bust balls.
Of course. But this is fun. So I'm glad that I actually got to see this live. And like you said, you got 3 matches, and I actually popped because I forgot Matt Tremont was actually on the card.
Yeah.
And
then he comes out.
And it comes out, and I'm like, I told everybody he was gonna win. He was gonna be the IWTV champ, and then Matt came out. But I mean, I love Matt Tremont. Congratulations.
I kind of forgot too, and then I heard his music. I was like, fuck.
But that was fun. I mean, Wrestleville was. You were bloody mess.
Yeah, that. Some people weren't happy about that. Neither was I. But yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess for sure. Tremont's an animal. He's something else. So
much love to Tremont out there. And then Drew threw us all out, and I was like, I have to meet him. And then like Drew threw us all out, and I was like very upset. I was like, no. I was like the one time I was like that. Like I stay like after to meet people, we get thrown out, and I'm like no, we're setting up. Gotta clean up the blood.
Yeah.
So, but we got to meet the next day when I got there with Grind. Shout out to Landon Hale. Much love to him, which me and him were talking too. And so actually let's talk about it now, because he was talking about that he had a match with you also in 2021 of August. So maybe you want to like talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Landon's a nice guy. He's adjusted me a time or two when I've needed it. I'm a constant goer of the chiropractor, So we talk a lot about that. I wrestled him early on. Did you say in 21? Was that when we wrestled?
Yes.
Yeah, we wrestled early on there, and he was pretty new coming down there, and nice guy, and he's got some talent. He's a very nice guy. We talk shop anytime we can, and had a good match. I was kind of on a roll right there, so I was beating everybody at the time. So maybe we'll get another chance down the road.
Yeah, he was saying to me that he was like, I hope we get like another match. So I'm here for it. Hopefully Landon, I love you. Heal up. Hopefully he should be back sooner than later. I feel like he got like such momentum up in the Northeast and then got hurt.
Yeah. Well, it happens to all of us, so
yeah,
he'll get back and better. So that's what happened to me also. So I get it.
So definitely, we'll definitely see him soon. So actually, it's funny. Like I forgot about this, and I was like going back, and I forgot IWTV 100 was another show that I was at.
Oh, wow.
And it was hot in that
hot ass building.
We're gonna talk about this because a bunch of things happened. That building was hot. Anybody that was at that show, anybody who worked it, we talked about it. It was so hot.
It was the worst.
I don't know how
that was the Garcia and Yuta match, right? Was that that show?
The Iron Man match.
Yeah, almost killed him. Yeah.
Yeah, because even like Puff and Blackwood were like looking at each other like, oh my god, they were like watching like the clock.
It was awful.
I don't know how you guys do it. Like, I give you guys a lot of credit, whether you guys are working outside shows, indoor shows where it's hot as balls.
Oh yeah, some days are worse. You can just feel it. Like you don't really know till you step in there,
right? And
then guys will come about. It's hot in there. You just never know. And then some buildings are just way hotter than others. It just depends on the day.
Yeah. So, but like I would say thank you to everybody that comes in and wrestles and in the conditions that they do just to entertain people like us.
Yes.
So, but you and Jonathan Gresham had a match, which is another match like anybody should watch. The chair in front of me, you guys used.
Oh, was that you?
I was behind it, and then my friend that was with me at the time gave up his chair for the girl, so he wound up standing up the entire show.
Yeah, we got in trouble for that. Yeah, I apologize. Tell them I'm sorry. So,
That's hysterical.
I got in trouble for that one.
I forgot about it. Like I was like going through like everything again. I'm like, oh my god, that's funny. I was like, it was that match. I was like that the chair busted, with you guys.
Yeah, I apologize. I would have been mad.
It's cool. I had a seat. Like my friend was nice and gave it to the woman in front of me, but like, but you guys were like, oh, that was another great match.
Thank you.
That I feel like that everybody should go check out.
Yes. That started. It was my first time up north. I think it was the first time ever up north.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him has wrestled many times after that. Now it's probably 3 or 4 times now. But it's the first time we wrestled, and it was very hot that day. And he taught me a lot. It was the first time me really having to step up. And 21. Hell, it's 2023. It's crazy to think that's 2 years ago. But
yeah.
I learned a lot from him, and we still have more matches to come, I'm sure. So,
absolutely. Ref Gina's in the chat. What's up, Gina? She said, "Oh God, it's Adam Priest."
I gotta go. What does she want?
Gina, he wants to know what you want. Like, should I ask him the question that I asked you from one of the other podcaster that I'm friends with? So, like, the running joke on this podcast is, well, 2 things. One, and it was, do you put your milk in first and then your cereal? Or do you put your cereal in first and then pour your milk?
There's one answer. I mean, I don't eat much cereal. It's cereal then milk, or you're a psycho.
Okay. So that started a whole feud on this podcast with Miracle Generation. Shout out to Conrad from Everything Pro Wrestling. But the question that for Gina at that podcast that we did was, is a taco a sandwich?
I've never thought of that in my life. No. Right?
I don't know like why, but that's the running joke that goes on to this podcast. So every time.
I mean, is it like? No, it's not. It's not a sandwich. I don't even know how to break this down. It's just not a thing.
I don't know why that was asked.
I'm not going to stress over. I'm not. Oh, lights went out. I apologize.
No, don't stress it out. Don't. Absolutely not. I can't.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. All right, so we have a fan question from Good Cop Bad Cop. He's another one that likes to like instigate on this podcast. So he said, "Would Adam Priest being an anagram of admire pass? What is your proudest moment of your career to date?" That's a good question, actually. It's not one of those like let me poke the bear kind of questions.
Oh boy. Like single achievement or just what I'm proud of in general, maybe. Because I believe it or not, I don't sit around and think about this, so I don't give myself too much credit. So I don't think about it often. Maybe just sticking with everything and working hard. You know, it's any choice you make, and I've been dealing with it a lot lately. Any career choice you make, or anything that takes you away from home, or put stress on your personal life, and when things are pulling you a bunch of different directions, you kind of got to remind yourself why you do what you do. You know.
Right.
And that becomes really hard at times, and it's very easy to quit, and you learn a lot about yourself from not quitting. And I feel like I've been a quitter before, and you try to remind yourself on these shitty drive homes or whatever that there's a reason why you're doing it, you know. So there's not a single like career achievement that I'm super proud of. I've done some things that have made like my parents, you know, family proud, that like, oh, he's really doing this, you know. And it's not just like, oh, he's out playing, you know, and just doing a hobby. I think just making family proud and stuff like that, maybe, and sticking with it, maybe. I don't know if that's a real answer or not.
Well, okay, so just in case, like, maybe he's looking maybe for like an actual like moment, like maybe a match moment or something. Just so we cover everything for his question.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No, you're good. Well, like you said, right? Like nobody really likes all of their stuff.
Everything to do. Yeah. I think that Deppen match proved to a lot of people that Adam can hang, and I think just because of my style and the wrestling that I enjoy, it doesn't really match a lot of other people's opinions of wrestling. I have a very much different opinion than the indie style is now. I think that match proved that, like, no matter what, like, I'll figure it out. Like, I'm going to be able to hang with everybody. So I would say that match. Now, it's just another match for Deppen, and I ended up winning that match, which I'm pretty proud of. But may have been just another match for him, but he's a name, and he's been around a long time, and he pushes guys to the limits, and I felt like I proved I could hang that night in front of some eyes, you know, so probably that.
Absolutely, I agree. Tony Deppen's great. Tony's been on this podcast. If you guys want to go back, check out that interview with him as well. But you're right. Like, I've watched him, like, with so many people wrestle. Austin Luke's one that I'm going to shout out, that I would love to see those two wrestle again after, like, so many years that they haven't. But he's definitely one that he likes to, like, help, and I think it kind of betters other wrestlers as well.
You got to get out of your comfort zone, you know. That's a big thing I've learned. You just have to get out of your comfort zone. So he definitely pushes guys. I mean, Tony's a dick, but he pushes guys. So.
Much love, Tony. Good Cop, Bad Cop said in the chat, random fact, I taught a student in England called Adam Priest, who would now be basically the same age as this Adam, so always think of him whenever I see Adam on a card now.
Might be, yeah. Well, he just blew my cover. So, you know,
maybe it was him. No. Were you in England? Maybe.
No, that's funny.
But he also said, I was looking for a question that had all the letters of Adam Priest. He goes, you guys are all good. I was trying to cover all your bases for your question, okay? Pretty much over there, too.
Sorry. I wander. I ramble.
No, you're good. I was funny because I was at the Remarkable show the other day, and I was with Andrew from PW Ponderings, and we were talking about you at Wrestleville, you know, when you were accepting all the awards behalf of everybody. So even like with Casey, because everybody knows that, I'm good friends with Casey, since she wasn't there, she was sick and all that stuff. So
Yes.
I was, by the entrance. So I was like recording and sending her the video. It's still like in my phone of you making the speech.
Yeah, she reached out and thanked me for accepting it for.
That was fun. So, but we were talking about that you were accepting all the awards. So now that means like this year you have to win something.
Well, we'll see. The powers that be might not allow me to get an award, so I just took it upon my hands to accept two. Cruel wasn't allowed to be there, so he's my boy, so I accepted the match of the year for him. And guilty by association, I got that for Casey. So they're in good hands now. I don't have them anymore, so somebody else has the awards now. So
Definitely. And we saw that Cruel is back.
yes,
So we just noticed that Cruel is back. So
Yes.
Para was on his radar. I saw the
yes.
on social.
Yes, just so I mean, we're close, but he's hard to get a hold of. I can't tell a whole lot, but I just know that he does show up a lot where I am.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, probably people need to watch out. You never know where he's going to show up. So.
Oh, so you hear that, guys? Keep an eye out. You never know. You never know.
Never know.
So we can talk about another promotion that you got to work recently too, ICW, which is great. So I love for you to come back there. And again, like I remember, like the last shows that you guys were on, me and Casey were texting, and I'm like, why isn't he everywhere? Why? And she was saying too, she was like, hopefully like you get booked more with like ICW, and then you can like come closer here,
Yeah.
So talk to us about like the chains, like,
So, I've only worked for ICW in Chattanooga when they've came down. I've worked there twice. Had 3 or 4 matches. It's an interesting environment. I'll say interesting's a word for it. It's brutal. I mean, so I try to pride myself on being on any style, and I can do any style well. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know if I should be great at one style, but I'm pretty good at any. And I think I prove that and give people something different every time they go to an ICW show. If they see me, I've shown what I can do. And I think on a lot of those shows, they see a lot of the same thing. And I know I give the crowd something different. And that's just what I try to do every time I'm there. It was me and Eric Ryan. It was pretty brutal. Me and Tanks had a match there in the pit. And then the chains was pretty brutal too. That was me and Heater. So it gets pretty rough. I've been on the losing end twice, but I've been on the winning end once against Heater. But it's an environment for sure. It's a different breed of people that come to that show. So
people like me, I love it. Like,
you go to everything.
I do.
I'm not talking down or up and down. I'm just saying it's a different breed.
The deathmatch community is very big. It is
There's
definitely one thing. I love the deathmatch community. Me personally, obviously, everybody knows I like everything that there is. So I like my death matches. So is there anybody on that ICW like roster that you want to get in the ring with? Call your shot.
I don't know. Everybody was looking forward to the me and Eric Ryan match, so that was great. I knew I was looking forward to that one. As much as they support me, Kirk and Casey, I think could be some fun stuff there. As much as they've supported me, no beef there, or anything. But,
no, absolutely not.
I think that'd be some interesting matches. I think Brandon's very talented. I'd like to slap the shit out of Danny sometimes, probably. That would be good. But maybe those are some good options. Is there any that you would like to see?
Well, definitely. I was gonna say Brandon and Casey. Danny's great. There's so many. I mean, that whole roster is.
Yeah.
Is.
Me and Murdoch had a crazy match. Me and Murdoch would be fun. One more time, we had a crazy match during Uncharted, which got some eyes on me as well. I feel like so. Murdoch would be another good one if he ever came back around. So.
He's around. He just was at he was in England. You know.
Oh yeah,
the whole
right.
ICW.
He filled in for Tremont. That's right.
Yes. So, Danny, make this happen. Like, you know, we're putting it out there. We're putting it into the clouds. So, all right, we got some more fan questions here. So we have one from Todd. He says, "What song do you play to hype you up before your match?"
Oh, I don't listen to anything. I'm let me think. I listen to stuff in the car on the way. You know, like. Obviously, if you can't tell by my accent, like I like country music and stuff. So I'm not like a fucking heavy metal stuff. You know, I'm not like getting hyped. I'm usually just kind of calm and just thinking before my matches. I don't really play any music. I like to be kind of chill and joking around before I go out because, you know, you can't be stressed out and go out there and get worried or get too amped. You know, you might do something stupid. So which I end up doing something stupid anyways half the time. But no, I'm pretty chill. I don't really listen to anything. I'm just kind of joking and walking around. And I like to, if I had it my way, my music would play and I would be outside and I just walk through and walk out. I'd rather not be sitting there waiting to go out. I'd rather just, oh shit, my music's playing and walk out, honestly. So that's kind of how I go about stuff.
Okay. Is there any like pre-match like rituals for yourself for it? Like, is there anything that you do before you go out the curtain, like particular? Or
I try to tape up as late as possible on my wrist and my thumb, and so I just tape my thumb and I try to always have some gum. Sometimes I forget my gum, just to like breathe, like it helps me breathe and everything, and just gum and I try to warm up a little bit, but half the time when these indie shows are fucking running long, I warm up, then get cold again, and then have to warm. So it's never a set routine. So
right.
Just gum, tape, you know, stuff like that. So nothing, no crazy fun facts. So
okay, yeah, everybody's got different, you know, pre-match rituals pretty much there.
Yeah.
This question's from Desiree. She wants to know, what was your favorite gift you got from a fan? Nothing. Just from your reaction.
Well, I'm hated most places. So.
But that doesn't mean anything. I like a lot of heels too, and that doesn't mean that I don't come bother them or bring them stuff.
It's fair.
I prefer heels. I prefer heels.
Yeah. Somebody brought Derek Neal a cake the other night. I've never gotten a cake, which I'm not a big cake guy, but so I've never gotten a cake. I'll take one though. What have I ever gotten? You know, and I've never really gotten anything. I mean, fans will come, like, if I hit people with shit, like, if I break something, you know, it's always cool when people are like, you broke this over so-and-so, can you sign this? Yeah. And, like, you know, it makes them feel like a part of the match. You know, that's kind of cool. I cannot think of me getting anything.
Damn, now I feel bad. Now I got to, like, bring so now you got to put it out there. Well, you got to put it out.
I'll walk out, you just hand me something.
Like, here. I'll give you some gum.
Yeah, that could be, that's what you can hand me, yep.
No, so you got to put it out there because I've been asking a lot of people too, like, you know, like, what is, like, maybe, like, your favorite treat or something, or, you know, like, we had a wrestler on here that he talked about that he loved wine, and a fan brought him wine, like, that weekend.
You know, this might be, you know, people would not expect this. I do like wine. I'm a beer guy, but you wouldn't think I'm a wine guy. I do like wine. I'm no, you know, I don't know everything. What's the word? A wine connoisseur, right? Is that the word?
Like a cooler? A cooler?
No. Like you're a wino or whatever the fuck. Like you're a big wine person, right?
You're a wino, yeah.
Wino, yeah. I'm not, but I like white wine. So if y'all want to bring wine, that's fine.
Box
Riesling.
wine or like in the bottle?
Bottle.
Okay.
No, I'm not trash.
we gotta set it straight here. Okay. Because somebody might bring you some boxed wine.
I'm more classier than that. I'm not drinking.
There you go. Finger up.
That's right.
There you go, white wine. Gina said in the chat, you want to talk about that stupid drop kick.
So that's the most relevant Gina's ever been. So that's the thing about Gina. So she had that one coming. So she got in the way, and she acted like that was intentional, or it wasn't. It was during the Kevin Koo match, the Iron Man match that we had. Well, it wasn't Iron Man. It was a long ass match. It felt like an Iron Man match, and Gina just got in the way, and with her big head, it just perfectly slid right in the way, and it really fucked up my plans for the match. But she really loves to bring that up, so I think she's doing okay. And I think she recovered. So it was just a mistake on my end.
I'm pretty sure she recovered. I just saw her this weekend. I'm pretty sure. Are you okay? Well, then again, she just refed Jordan Oliver and Marcus Matters at ETU, so that was pretty serious match over there.
For sure. For sure.
Oh, man. All right, so this question's from Dom. He wants to know, what is your dream match? With what opponent? Where would it be? And what would the title be that's on the line? And it could be anything.
Are they dead, alive? I mean,
whatever you want.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. I don't know. Let me ramble while I think about it. You know, so my favorite belt ever is the Bret Hart Intercontinental title, the black.
Yeah.
The black one, like the very dark gold and the. So I always loved that belt, which I love the big winged eagle, but maybe one of those old school, probably versus Mr. Perfect or something like that, for the IC belt in those early WWF days or something, or something like that versus Mr. Perfect, or I love the Flair Steamboat matches. Mm-hmm. So maybe versus Steamboat or something, you know. I would obviously let them shine. I mean, I'd be the heel, but maybe versus a Steamboat on one of those old school pay-per-views, or like him and Flair did, or the IC belt, you know, for WWF versus a Perfect or something like that. That's the wrestling I love. So.
Okay, where would it be? Which arena?
Where was the 2 out of 3 fight? Where was that at? Was that Chicago? No, Nashville. It was the Nashville one with the Flair and Steamboat. I love that match. Something like Nashville. I've always loved wrestling in Nashville. And that building, whatever that building was at that time, I can't think what it is. Current. I'm trying to think of what I would like to do current. Jesus Christ. I'm shining a light. Sorry. I apologize.
You're good.
Where was it? In Madison Square Garden, right? It have to be one of the old, you know. There's
by
nobody
me.
Yeah. Madison Square Garden, something like that, you know. And I loved, which I'm young, I'm a little bit younger, so it's the WrestleMania 20. I remember that so vividly. It was a big deal to come back to the Madison Square Garden and all that. I always thought that was very cool. So, that would probably be my choices. So
great building. Gina says, what are your thoughts on Uncharted in Chattanooga?
I thought it was great. I thought it really shined. A lot of people put a lot of shine on a lot of people's names. I'm trying to think of what to say nicely. I feel like we deserve something else. I feel like there was some of the north-south beef, and a lot of it is warranted and some isn't. I think a lot of people say, oh, the more south guys should come up north and a lot of north guys should come up south. And everybody's all game for it until it's time to bring other people up or bring people down. And people get a little selfish. And but I understand being homers and wanting your guys on your shows and stuff. But the Southern guys always have gotten a bad rap, and I don't care what nobody says. We always have. And we can do just as much or any style that any of the Northeast guys can do, or the Midwest, or the West Coast guys. We really showed that the Southern guys can really hang. Um, we're not just some dumb rednecks down here or whatever. I think we deserve another season. Where we would do it, I don't know. I don't know if they were going to do another season. I don't know. But guys like Kevin Koo, that's an original Alabama guy, then become Nashville, and now he's retreated to Chicago. But Kevin Koo, Jaden Newman, Cruel, Kenzie Page, Hunter Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Those. I know I'm leaving out people, and I'm not trying to disrespect. Just we can hang with anybody, and it's just depending on your flavor and where you're from is what you know. It kind of goes back to you always love the style of wrestling you grew up watching, and you always like kind of go back to that, and that's what you love.
Right.
It's kind of the same syndrome. Like you're always going to vouch for like who your guys are and stuff. But it proved a lot of things, and that's not just saying would I go 11-0 or whatever it was. It wasn't even just about me. It was about everybody, and I'm glad we got it. Every Monday night, it was something. It was really a downer when it ended, because you had some of my biggest problem in wrestling now is guys don't wrestle enough, and there was weekends where I was like Thursday through Monday.
Right.
Wrestling. And during that summer, I doubled my matches within like a summer. And guys were wrestling more, and we'd see each other every Monday, all summer. For the guys that hung out, and it brought back like how it should be, how wrestling should be, and it was a real bummer when it ended. So I thought we had something special, and I would love to do it again. So.
There's a lot of great people, and even seeing, people from here, coming down there, obviously, I like a little bit of everything, but after a while, like sometimes because I follow so many different promotions, sometimes you see like the same matches over and over and over again. So I like having mix because I love again, like a Hunter Drake coming up to New York, New Jersey. And then like, he's been coming like NFW for an example, and, wrestling, what's it called? The Vlogbro University and stuff. So you're getting like that different mix, or you have like Marcus Matters from up here coming down to the Uncharted, or like Mark Angel went down there and stuff. So I like seeing that because there's so many wrestlers out there. So it's like, I was looking for new wrestlers to find because there's so many people all over the place, and it's just impossible to keep up with. I
agree.
So, so Sky's in the chat. Sky, what time is it by you? She goes, I'm down with the sickness and can't sleep here. So I hope you're all well. I'm good. She's in the UK. So it was about like 2 o'clock in the morning right now, or almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm sorry. She said, I'm unfamiliar with Adam, so I can't wait to learn here. So there you go. Oh, it's almost 1 a.m. That's right. I think it's like the hour difference is.
Yeah. I don't know where she is, but I'm going to Germany and PCW in UK. I'm not sure where PCW is, but I'm going third week of March. I'll be over there. So I don't know where she is, but maybe we'll run into each other.
There you go, Sky. I know, like, she's always going to, and actually she's training too to be a wrestler also. So there you go. You could go pick his brain now if you see him at one of the shows, because I know she's always going to a lot of shows out in UK. She goes, I'll try and come.
Good deal.
There you go. Gina said, how did you get into ICW?
Does she know something I don't know? How did I get into ICW? I think a lot of people wanted to see me get killed. I think if it was during Uncharted,
it would make sense, right? Because Newman's promotion is the building that ICW comes down to.
Yeah, Tank's a legend, and that was my first match in ICW. And I had been running my mouth for a while, and I think people really wanted to see me get mine. So I don't know if it boils down to much more than that. So I think I was defending Cruel's honor also. That seems to get me in a lot of trouble. And I think they had a match the next night. So Tank got a hold of me, and Cruel helped me towards the end. So I think people just want to see me bloody and killed. That
Oh
seems to be
God,
a reoccurring
I'm
thing.
done. There you go.
So
All right, I have a fun question for you that's dear to me on this podcast. So I call it Wrestling with Positivity, because we all know the world is full of negativity on social media and everything
yeah.
like that. But I like to focus on the positive. So is there anything that comes to mind? Maybe something you've done for a fan, maybe a fan's done for you, maybe a wrestler's done for you, maybe something you've done for a wrestler. Anything that like we wouldn't normally know unless you would share this on the podcast.
um, what I will say is, and I had a, which nobody cares about my opinion a lot. I think we cater. I'm gonna go a long way around to answer this. I think we cater a lot to the hardcore fans and not the casuals and like the kids. And I think whether you're pissing off the kids or getting the kids into it, I think doing whatever you can for kids to get kids involved, or whether you're involving them in the match or in the show or something, I think. And I know the kids aren't for every show, and I know that,
Right.
and there should be, shows where there's no kids, but anything for a kid, I try to involve them. I had a guy the other night at a show that I ran in conjunction with Action. A guy that has had a lot of health issues and about 60 something surgeries. Great guy, loves wrestling. Um, he got his hands on me during my match the other night and chopped the shit out of me. So I know that guy, which he's got it coming. He'll have another surgery after me. But he got to be involved and got his hands on me and gave me a big chop. And I know guys will remember that for the rest of their life. So doing stuff for people that are less able than you or anything like that, I think people need to focus more on that than some other things. So
That's a great story. So I love all those like shared stories that people don't hear. I'm fortunate enough that I can hear a lot of the podcasts or whether I see it, so I like to share all that. Nasty Leroy's in the chat. What's going on, Nasty Leroy?
what do you want, Nasty?
I'm dead. I'm dead. All right, let's go on to another question. All right, so what's the things you like to do when you're not in the squared circle?
Let me think. I'm very to myself a lot. I think people know that. I like sports. I mean, I'm a sports guy. I'm obviously a big Alabama fan. I keep up with everything when I can. Obviously all the Alabama sports, and when I am home, I got a dog. I got to spend time with the dog. I got a big baby. I got a Rottweiler, so I've grew up with big dogs my whole life. So I love Rottweilers, boxers, all anything like that. Just try to spend as much time at home as I can and away from people because I'm all the time, gone or So it's good, best of both worlds. Be home, be at shows around a lot of people, and then go home and not talk to anybody. So I'm pretty much just basic, just sports. Watch a little bit of shows when I can, and try to spend some time at home and keep things straight. So that's about it.
Oh, what's some shows that maybe you might recommend for some people to watch?
Nothing really current. Like I was a big, obviously everybody's already watched Game of Thrones. Like I'm big like stuff like that, like The Office, Game of Thrones. Is it The House?
Okay.
On I think it was on Netflix. It was The House.
Oh, The House of Dragon?
No. The House was have you ever watched Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah.
All right, his brother.
Oh, what was the name of that show?
Is it The House or The Watcher or?
Oh my God, I'm blank right now. I know what you're talking. Oh my God, I'm blank.
It was like the 6-episode series or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a mystery.
Yeah.
Show.
Oh, it's funny. I can't. I'm like blank right now.
Somebody say it. If somebody.
Yeah, let me
say,
know in the chat. I'm like blank right now. There's
it's
so
something
much.
about the house or I cannot remember. It was a great show. You would think I'd remember the title
when
if it was a great show.
when we finish the podcast, you're gonna remember it. You're gonna be like,
Yeah,
oh fuck.
as soon as we go. Yeah. I love like mystery stuff. I'm not like a big murder. I know people love murder shows and all that stuff. I'm not big into that. Documentaries, stuff like that.
Mhm.
That's my. But the house. What did the show we can't think of? I just recently watched that, and that was really good. So
Okay.
makes your mind go everywhere.
There you go. Leroy said promoter Adam Priest.
No. Adam Priest is not a promoter. Adam Priest is not a promoter.
That's gotta be very.
I'm a
stressful.
scumbag. I'm not that big of a scumbag.
Oh my god, I'm dead. All right. So I have two final questions for you. If anybody else has anything, please feel free to drop it in the chat, because I know he's got still way home. So we'll come down to it.
You're fine. You're great. Thank you.
All right. So we're pretty much like wrapping up the end of February, but we still have the rest of the year. What are some goals, wrestling goals, that you'd like to achieve this year?
A goal always had. When else would I ever get to go to? I have the opportunity to go overseas, like to Germany and UK. Never would a guy from the town I'm from. I graduated with like 55 people in my class.
Mhm.
Small school at one red light town in Alabama that nobody's ever heard of. No reason would I ever go to Germany or UK. So wrestling's given me the opportunity to go there. I do want to go more places out of the country. Those are goals. So I'm achieving one goal, Mexico, obviously, just to get as many shows as possible, go anywhere that I can. I've been almost everywhere but the West Coast. I'm about to go out of the country. I want to be up there, up north more, and I'll work harder to do that. Just anywhere I can to learn and make more of a name for myself. So just West Coast, Mexico. Hopefully I do well in UK and Germany and can go back over and pick and choose what I want to do maybe. And just make a little bit of money and make a name for myself, really. So.
Well, this is why people need to book you. This is why the fans need to tweet at the promoters and stuff like that. Or I like to tweet matches and stuff like that at people. So hopefully can, because I'm not a promoter. If I was a promoter, I'd be booking so many matches. But I know somebody got at me on social media once. They're like, keep all the ideas. I'm like, why? I was like, I want to see the matches. I'm not going to put a promotion together. I was like, so I'm putting it out there hoping that it happens so I can watch these matches, and hopefully I can physically go and see them in person. But if not, thank God for apps, Fight and IWTV and YouTube and, all that great stuff. Shout out to all the people the productions and all that fun stuff like that out there. Leroy said, you like watching the Yankees and the Cowboys, the rat bastard himself.
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I am a Yankees fan.
Now the podcast is over because I'm a Mets fan. So
Oh, for real? Oh shit. Okay. The only reason, which I'm from Alabama, so we don't have a team, and everybody's an Atlanta Braves fan. But yeah, I was just a big Jeter and Robinson Cano fan and all that when I was in high school. So I just became a Yankees fan by association.
That's it. This podcast is over. No.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Y'all will be okay. Y'all will be okay. We're not doing too hot.
It's all good. It's all good. That's all the fun love that we have to have with each other pretty much here. So, all right, so I have one final question for you again. If anybody has anything else, feel free, drop it into the chat. Okay, so I like ending off with what's a piece of advice that you would give someone maybe trying to get into the business or someone that's already maybe starting to train, or maybe like another fellow wrestler that you like to pass on to them?
Yeah. I can't be anything more than brutally honest. Find somewhere actually good to train and reputable. And that's coming from a guy that really didn't train train anywhere for real. Somebody that's not going to take your money and that aren't just churning out guys, churning out a class every fucking 6 months because they're just getting a check, because guys do that and you'll never ever see them again. And just get ready to learn to eat shit and like it, because that's what indie wrestling is. And I mean, that's like anything that's good in life is hard. And boy, you better like eating shit to get to the promised land. So I mean, that's just being honest. It's hard. It's hard. And if you want to make it on your own, then you better find a few good people you trust. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but find a few good people you trust and trust them and nobody else, and just work hard and really grind it out, and it'll be okay. I promise it'll be all right. So that's my best advice.
Well, there you have it. I think that's some great advice for all the people in there. So, but yeah. So, what do you have coming up? I know I don't have any flyers here, but what do you have coming up? If people want to come see you.
So I have SCI this weekend. Is it the wrong one? No, it's just the SCI Invitational this weekend in Chattanooga. It'll be on all the. I'll be sharing the flyer and everything. That's this coming Saturday, and then March 7th, I'm flying out to Germany. I'm there for a week doing WXW, a few shows with them, and then I go to PCW in the UK, and I do a few shows there. So I'll be over there for about 2 weeks, and I'll come back home, and I think I have some DPW shows. DPW is a great promotion. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not. I'll be going there when I get back, so that'll be at the end of March. And then a few pretty big things after that. So I just can't announce anything yet. But full show, full bookings in March, and I'll be ready to come back home and get back after when I get home.
Awesome. Well, tell people where they can follow you if, like, maybe they want to book you, or follow your, the social medias and your progress and stuff.
Yeah. It's just Adam_Priest _ So it's Adam_Priest _ on Twitter and Instagram. If you have Facebook, whatever, I have it too. It's a wasteland, but I've got Facebook. And the shirt link's on there. I have to find a new shirt link or a new shirt process. The one I have is just not working. But just go to my site or all my pages, and the link will be on there. And I always have merch with me now. So I learned I needed to always have merch on me. So I'll update that merch link. But Adam_Priest _ on everything. And sometimes I'm active, sometimes I'm not. So it just depends on the day and what I'm pissed off about. So.
All those links are in the description below. I put your shirt on the IWTV one also linked on there if you guys want to buy on there too. And I'm sure if they want to like DM you, if if they're not going to see you at a show and maybe they want some merch like mail, they can reach out to you.
For sure, thank you.
Leroy says, I'm proud of you and I'm glad you're marketing self and getting out there. I'm putting you on the map at New South.
Leroy, I gave you the best match you'll ever have in your life. Quit trying to steal my clout, you dick. All right.
I can't. You guys are nuts. I love it. Well, book him so that I can see him more like up here, New York's New York, like I leave New York all the time because the commission or whatever like that. It's just awful here in New York. Everybody wants to come to New York, and I'm always leaving New York. So it's like whether it's New Jersey or Connecticut or Massachusetts or Maine or whatever it is. So, so book him so I can come see him more. Hopefully we can bother Danny DeMonto to book you at ICW again. Hopefully in Jersey, because that's not too far from me. So that'd be great. And preferably against you and Casey or you and Brandon. I would love that. So, Leroy's laughing at you. He said I'm pretty sure he meant your clout, not cloud. But unless he means to call you a clown, I don't know. Like,
I'm sure it means something.
I don't know. Much love. Anyway, but Thank you for coming on here and chatting with us a little
Thank you.
bit.
I appreciate you having me. I'm glad we finally got it figured out. I'm hard to get a
Yeah.
hold of, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you for all your questions and your support. I love you very much. I'll be back next week with Shannon Lavengi. And Miracle Generation's coming on. We just, the new IWTV Tag Team Champions.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
So they'll be on the 13th. So make sure you're following the Indie Wrestling Corner as well for all the updates and all that fun stuff. So, well, you guys know the drill. Stay safe. Support independent wrestling. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.
Thank you.